leg day today. I have a little less time than I should because I forgot to fix my alarms from being off work on Friday, which I'm normally not off work on Friday. And I have in mind, obviously, squats, right? That's a given. But probably going to do some hip abductor work to warm up and some calf raises. And then I'll do some, probably 2, maybe 3 good hard sets on leg extensions to get some blood into my knees. And then we'll be ready to squat at that point. I'm probably going to work up to some heavy sets of 5 is what I'm thinking. Maybe like 2 plates and 25, maybe 3 plates, see how I'm feeling. And after that, probably do, it's going to depend on how much time I have left, either, and if anybody else is on it, because I don't know what the fuck has been going on lately, but it's like every time I'm doing legs, so is 12 other people. Like, I didn't know it was even a possibility for there to be someone on literally every leg machine in the gym, and both Smith machines. But the squat press is what I have in mind, and some hamstring curls after that. That's what's on the agenda for today. So, Friday? No. So, yesterday, Sunday, my friends came over. We're talking about the gym. He's trying to get big. And I forget what he was asking me. But basically the answer was, I don't ever think if it's a question of if I'm going to the gym today. I don't ever think that. It's just, what am I training? Right? I mean, an example of that exact thing is at work. My boss, right? He's a big gym guy too. He used to ask me, did you go to the gym today? He doesn't ask me that anymore. He asks me what I trained today. Because going to the gym is an inevitability. I am going to the gym. It's not a question of if. And that's really the way to get results. I mean, I'm the biggest I've ever been in my life. The strongest in some ways, right? Other ways I'm not. But probably in the best overall shape of my life. I mean, my cardio sucks compared to other times in my life, like when I was in the military. But if you wake up and you think, maybe I'll skip the gym today, you will. You will, if you think in your mind, it is optional if I go to the gym. Like, I'm only going to go to the gym if I feel like going to the gym. You're not going to go. I thought that was a cop behind me. Still might be, but they're passing me. But what I was saying was, if you really want to get somewhere and really do something, like, really build a physique, really build muscle and strength, consistency is the number one thing that you can do. And that's only going to happen if you've decided in your mind, it's non-negotiable, I'm going to go. I don't care if I woke up late and I'm going to get to the gym and I'm only going to have 20 minutes. I'm going to make the best of those 20 minutes. I'm going to train my biceps hard as fuck to failure in 20 minutes, if that's all the time that I have. That is what it is. I put myself in that position by not waking up on time. And if you're like me and you have to go in the morning before work and you have to get used to getting up earlier, set yourself up for success the day before by packing your gym bag. I get home, I pack my gym bags. The first thing I do, I take my sweaty clothes out of my gym bag, I repack my work clothes for the next day. Right? If you're meal prepping or, whatever, I'm going to look in the fridge and see, do I have meals for tomorrow? And if I don't, I can already kind of be thinking about, what am I going to eat tomorrow? which normally is a Publix rotisserie chicken. But doing stuff like that is the whole reason I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. All right, I got up at 5:45 today because my alarm clock went off late. But if you're having to get used to getting up that early, the less shit you have to do in the morning, the better. Because for one, the less early you have to wake up, you don't have as much shit you have to do before you leave. And set out your gym clothes. Right? And something that I do to help me make sure I'm getting up is my phone is on the other side of the room. So it's plugged in on the dresser that's across the room. So I'm not going to say that there's not times that I don't get up and snooze my alarm and, get back in bed for a few minutes. It happens, right? We're all human. But I have to get up out of the bed when my alarm goes off. I have to get up. There's no chance I can't get up. I have to get up and go turn it off. It will not turn itself off. It will just get louder. And it will wake up my wife and my kids. So that's just I guess my little rant for the day is just go. If you want to make progress, you got to actually be there. It's hard to make progress going to the gym once a month. I used to, when I sold roofing, I talked to some of the guys there and they'd be like, yeah, I went to the gym 2 weeks ago. Oh, yeah? Well, that explains why you're built like a bag of milk, because you don't go to the gym. Like, I can't fathom the idea of waking up and saying, I'm not going to go work out today. Or like the mentality of, I'm just going to be an out of shape fat fuck my entire life. I can't comprehend that. Right? Like, I used to be a big guy and was out of shape. And I was disgusted looking at myself. And then I realized I can just work out and watch what I eat and be pretty jacked. Why would you not do that? I'm not saying everybody needs to look like a bodybuilder and train like a bodybuilder and live a lifestyle like a bodybuilder. That's not what I'm saying at all. But, you should be in at least some kind of respectable shape. Especially if you have kids like I do. Like, I'm their dad. I don't want them to get older and make jokes about how fat I am. Or, they're 5 and they're running around and I can't keep up with them because I'm out of breath. Or I'm just so fat I can't run after them. Or, dude, the scariest thing, you've probably seen this. There's this video on Facebook or something of this guy's stroller. His kid is in the stroller and it's rolling away from his car towards an interstate where there's a fuckload of cars. And he's so fat and out of shape and unathletic that he goes to chase after them and falls again. And a stranger saves his kid. So just thinking, had that stranger not been there, that little baby in that stroller would have died because that guy was so fat and out of shape. Just a simple thing of not putting the parking brake on a stroller could have cost that kid their life. And, would have done irreparable damage to that guy's mind. Dude, I couldn't live with myself if something like that would happen to one of my kids and it was my fault. Because it would have been 1,000% his fault. I can't get that. When my kids are older, I want them to think holy shit, man, my dad looks like a fucking superhero. Dude, I can't believe my dad can do some of the stuff that he can do, I have all girls right now, but hopefully I'll have a son in the future. And, I remember the girls in school whose dad could bench 500 pounds. And she didn't have a boyfriend, ever. And that's the goal. That's the goal. I definitely don't want some teenage boy to be able to tell my daughter he benches 185 and she's impressed by that. If it doesn't at least start with a 2, I want her to be like, You need to get in the gym some more. Or my son, right? He plays sports. I'll come work out with their team or lift weights with him. And, you know, a lot of guys, I know this was like true for me, as I became a teenager, like getting into my like later teen years, you know, 15, 16, 17, 18, especially when I joined the military when I was 17, I was in much better shape than my parents. Like my dad, well, my dad, my biological dad, he could throw baseball with me and stuff. I just didn't really see him very often. But like my stepdad, you know, his body so broke down from manual labor, he couldn't even throw baseball with me and stuff. And you know, appreciate him and everything he's done, but that also, you know, I think someday my nephew does now. I have a 9-year-old nephew now, and he thinks I'm a freaking superhero because of what I look like. Because kids draw a straight line between, he watches like superhero movies and shit, and those guys have big muscles, and so do I. So I must be able to do what they can do. So he would tell kids at school that I throw rocks into space and that I will rip trees out of the ground. I don't know about you, but if I went to the school and the teacher was telling me like, hey, your son is like telling all the other kids basically that their dad is a pussy and that you can throw a rock into space if you want to, that's going to be a pretty proud moment for me, I'm not going to lie. I mean, that's, you know, I always worked out for, you know, to look good and be healthy and whatever, but having kids, man, it really changes your life. And, you know, I know a lot of it, you know, especially doing this and, you know, my career and everything, it's all for them. You know, I want to make sure I'm able to protect my family and that they know they can count on me and stuff. So if that's something that you're thinking about, or you could be in that situation now, you know, if you have kids now or you want to have kids in the future or whatever, you know, no, size is not everything. I mean, you do need to train and learn how to defend yourself and, you know, everything else. But, you know, I'd love to start doing that again, but that's a conversation for another time. But being big and strong, I mean, it makes people feel safer when you're around. As long as you're, you know, a nice guy and you're not a dickhead. But, you know, I mean, even 99.99% of the population, including myself, will probably never experience some kind of something happening that you have to do something like that. Right? Like, I used to be a bouncer at bars. Really didn't get violent very often. Like, even in that position where, like, I'm in a job where basically, like, I know there's going to be some kind of an altercation, it's physical very rarely. But just to know that you make your wife feel safe, right? Like, that's something that you should want. You should want your kids to feel safe because you're around, right? As they get older, like when they're a kid, they're going to think that anyway. Because they're a kid, they don't know. But when they get older, they're going to start realizing, right? Because you're not the only input that they have anymore. Especially they go to school and they've got friends and stuff. You know, the last thing I want's my son gets made fun of because his dad's fat as fuck. And to be clear, if I stopped working out, I would get fat as fuck. I just would. It's also part of the reason why I can put on muscle so easily. Because I can just gain weight, whether it's fat or muscle. That's why I have a hard time being shredded. That's another thing. You don't have to be fucking bone peel shredded, just looking like a bodybuilder all the time. Like, you can get in mildly good shape, get some respectable strength, a little bit of muscle on you. Just maintain that. I mean, just go to the gym 3-4 days a week. And I'm not saying you even have to sit here. I mean, if you need to lose like a significant amount of weight, you need to track your fucking calories, and lose that weight. But let's say, theoretically, we're past that point, right? That you're already in decent shape. You've been going to the gym for consistently 4 days a week, for the last 6 months. You go lift weights for 45 minutes, and then you walk on the treadmill for 30 minutes, right? You do that for 6 months, and you've been tracking your calories. So now you've lost 30 pounds or whatever. You gain a little bit of muscle, feeling a little more confident in yourself. Dude, just keep taking creatine, hitting your protein intake. You just make sure you don't go too crazy with your calories, right? If you know that if it's Friday night and you and your kids are going to go out and you guys are going to get ice cream or something, okay, maybe the next day, maybe I'll just skip breakfast, right? And whatever, to account for that, because I mean, you still got to live your life and enjoy your life and not be that. I mean, there was definitely a time that I was that person that I'm like, no, I can't eat that. I can't go with you guys to eat there. I can't go do that. And if you're a single guy, like I was at the time, I was 19, 20, living alone, and you're single, dude, personally, I think you should obsess over that shit as much as possible, of really understanding, tracking your calories and nutrition and training and stuff like that, right? Those are not the people I'm talking to right now. Right now I'm talking to the guys like me who have kids and a wife at home. It's a struggle to balance those two lifestyles, right? Of fully dedicating yourself to your diet and training, but also making sure your family is, taken care of and happy. So really, for me, most of the time, I meal prep. I eat good throughout the day. I'm at work for most of the day. I get home around 7:45, 8 o'clock, right? And I leave the house normally in the morning around 5:30 or 6. So I'm gone most of the day. So, breakfast, second breakfast, lunch, and probably my first dinner, I eat all of that away from the house, right? I'm not with my family for those meals. So I can eat all of those good, right? And I'll save a little bit extra calories so that when I'm home, we can have dinner, right? My wife might want me to stop and bring some food home, or, maybe I'll make something when I get home, whatever. I can't just be like, hey, you guys are fucking on your own. I'm not going to, because I cook. My wife doesn't cook, I cook. But, then there's always the weekend, right? I mean, there's definitely more to food than numbers, and there's definitely a lot more to life than the gym. But at the end of the day, you should be exercising some way I'm going to say at least 3 days a week. 4 would be way better. Honestly, if you can do 6 like me, that'd be the best. That's what I think. That's my opinion. Even if someone told me that going to the gym 6 days a week was not optimal for my muscle growth or whatever the fuck else they want to say, I would still do it, because I just love going to the gym. It's fun. I mean, I can go and throw weight around and get a pump, and it's just a good way to start my day. But I also normally work 6 days a week also. But even when I'm off, I will drive 45 minutes to the gym just to go to the gym and turn around and come home, because I want to work out. And I'll still wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning to go do that. Then I have my whole day to spend with my family. Or I can come home, take a shower, take a nap. But I think that's enough of a rant today. I think I made the points I wanted to make. It's definitely something to be mindful of, is the shape that you're in if you have a family. Alrighty, this is first working set, going for 5. Okay. All right, I think that's a pretty good weight for this rep range. I'm a little lightheaded. All right, it's hot as fuck in here. It's hotter than normal here. Now I do like a hot gym, but it became too hot in here to have 2 shirts on. So, all right, 2 more here. Probably only 1 more with this weight, realistically, based on how much time I have. Come on. All right, that pickup is a little higher than I want it to be. Come on. Two more, come on. Easy. Last one. Okay. All right, that pickup is too high. Okay, I'll probably do another set with this weight. This is like a perfect weight for me for 5s. But I do need to sit down for a minute. My friend needed a spot. And I knew he needed a spot because I saw him looking at me and see him in the mirror. And I just knew by the look on his face he needed a spot. That's real gym bro shit. So 5 more here. Alright, quad extensions are going to be the same idea here as I'm going to do on hamstring curls. 2 really hard. I don't know why I'm getting locked into this machine right now because I'm just going to have to get up to change the weight. But what I was saying, 2 hard sets to failure, and then we will call it a day. Those squats took a lot out of me. Just having my hat on was like making my brain hurt. Come on. All right. So I'm thinking next week probably add. So the next time I squat will be Thursday. So I don't know if I add any weight Thursday. I'll probably add weight weekly, not like per training day. So we'll see how it feels Thursday, and then I'll make the judgment of how much weight I'm gonna add for next Monday. Because now, I mean, it's gonna be pretty standard. Since I'm doing a 3-day split, it's gonna be standard which day of the week I'm training. So it looks like now it's gonna break down Monday legs, Tuesday chest and arms, Wednesday back and shoulders. And obviously that's gonna repeat. So Thursday legs, Friday chest and arms, Saturday back and shoulders. I have a headache, but it's okay. Oh, let's go again. Oh, okay. All right. You know what? I'm gonna do like a major drop. Ow, fuck my knee. Ow, fuck. That fucking hurt. God damn it, Al. All right. All right, come on. Okay, quads are fucking smoked. 2 sets. Hard, squeezing, just till failure. I did not put enough weight on here. Nope, that's not enough weight. Let's try that. How much? That's gonna be too much. Oh, that feels about right. I cannot wait to eat. Training legs takes a lot out of you. I mean, if you train them with the intensity, that's so gay, I can't believe I just did that. What was I saying? I got distracted by my own gayness. If you're training legs, so that you should be training legs, which is hard as fuck. Really, you just train everything that way, but legs in and of themselves are very intense when you train them hard. If you train legs hard, by the end of it, you should be covered in sweat. Your brain is fucked. Your body is tired. Like, legs are a different animal compared to anything else. Like, I can train my chest and shoulders, right? Let's just take another big muscle group. To complete and total failure as hard as I fucking can. And like, I'm fine. I mean, like, my chest is pumped and stretched and sore, but I'm not like I am right now, where my brain is just like melting and my whole body hurts. Okay, last one. Oof. Fuck me. Okay. And we're done for the day. Oh, fuck. Okay, this room was finally open, no classes, so I can pose down without other people around. Okay. Let's get the fuck out of here.